All right, let's just jump right in. Every single day we're faced with this choice, and most of the time we don't even see it. The choice is, do we follow the crowd down that well-worn path, or do we find the courage to walk our own? This is all about that huge decision and what it really takes to forge a path that's truly yours.
And this quote from Diane Grant, it just perfectly sets the stage, right? Direction matters so much more than company. It's such a simple but powerful idea. But if that's really true,
why is it so unbelievably hard to just step away from the group? That's the real question, isn't it? It feels like it should be easy, to just do the right thing, but there's this powerful, almost invisible force that's constantly pulling us right back into line.
And that force, it's what you could call the illusion of safety in numbers. There is this deep, deep primal comfort we find in being part of a crowd. Think about it. Our ancestors literally survived by sticking with the tribe. That instinct is still wired into us today. It just feels safer to follow along, even when you've got that nagging feeling deep down that the destination is just completely and totally wrong. And when you really break it down, the contrast is just stark. The crowd, it offers social proof, right? The whole, if everyone's doing it, it must be right thing. It gives us comfort, validation. But walking alone? Well, that demands something way deeper. It demands integrity, real courage, and a crystal clear sense of purpose. The crowd often settles for pretty low expectations. Your own path? It demands a much higher standard from you.
And this quote from Rosa Parks just brilliantly illustrates where that courage actually comes from. She didn't find her strength in what everyone else was doing. She found it from deep conviction. When you know with absolute clarity what you must do, that fear of standing alone, it starts to shrink. It's not really about being fearless. It's about your purpose becoming bigger than your fear.
So if we're not going to follow the crowd, we absolutely need our own navigation system. That's where this idea of an internal compass comes in. One that helps us tell the difference between what's truly essential and what's just popular at the moment.
before you can even think about charting a course, you have to know who you are. The brilliant thinker Peter Drucker gave us a powerful framework for this. And honestly, it's something I've found so incredibly useful. It's all about getting back to the absolute basics of your own mission.
So I want you to ask yourself these questions, like right now. First, what is my real job, beyond just a title on a business card? And second, what is the unique contribution that I and only I am meant to make? Look, the crowd can't answer these for you. The answers are the very foundation of your own path.
And here's the filter you have to apply to everything else. It's a classic Stoic question. Just ask yourself, does this actually matter? The crowd is always chasing trends, distractions, things that feel super urgent but really aren't that important. By constantly asking this one question, you start to ruthlessly cut out the non-essential stuff, and that frees up all your energy for what truly, truly counts.
Okay, so you've got your internal compass pointing you in the right direction. Now you need some practical tools to turn that direction into a real, actual plan. Because an idea without a plan, that's just a dream. We've got to make it concrete. And the SMART Goals framework? It's absolutely perfect for this. See, the crowd deals in these vague hopes and wishes. The person walking alone needs absolute clarity. A specific goal keeps you focused when there's no one else there to guide you. It's got to be measurable so you know you're making progress. It has to be attainable and realistic to stop you from burning out on what could be a long journey. And it needs to be time-bound to create that sense of urgency. This structure is what makes that solitary journey sustainable. Now, let's talk about a really profound shift in perspective, this one from Leo Tolstoy. He argues that our real life only ever happens in one place, this exact present moment. Just think about that for a second. The crowd is so often lost in past regrets or future worries. The solitary walker has to be anchored in the now, because that is where all of your power actually is. So the crucial point becomes this choice in every single moment. Is this going to be dead time or alive time? Dead time is when you're just passively waiting, you're just distracted, you're just following along. But alive time, that's active engagement, that's purposeful action. The conscious choice to always live in a lifetime, that is the engine of a self-directed life. Okay, so having the right tools is one thing, but walking a different path, it requires a certain kind of mental and emotional toughness. You've got to build this inner resilience that can handle the solitude and all the inevitable challenges that are going to come your way. This mindset from Michael Jordan is just absolutely critical.
When you step off that well-worn path, you are going to stumble. You will make mistakes. But the key is to see these so-called losses not as failures, but as an essential part of the learning process. Losing is just data. It's the tuition you pay for your own unique education.
And that resilience, it isn't just about grit, it's also about grace. Lao Tzu reminds us that true strength is calm. When you break from the crowd, you're going to face pushback. If you respond with anger, it just means you're still emotionally tied to what they think. The goal is to move with this quiet clarity, not reactive emotion.
And here's a line to just hold on to when the criticism comes, because trust me, it will. The world is full of people who are quick to tell you why your path is wrong. But just remember this, no monuments were ever made in honor of a critic. It's the creators, the builders, the ones who are actually out there walking the path. They're the ones who create things that last.
So what's the whole point of all this, right? What's the reward for choosing this harder, sometimes lonelier path? Well, it's not about being isolated. It's about arriving at a destination that is authentically and meaningfully 100% yours. And this is where we get to this beautiful, kind of unexpected paradox. When you finally have the courage to walk your own path, you stop trying to squeeze yourself in where you don't really belong. Your authenticity, it acts like a beacon, and you start to attract the people who are actually on your journey, the ones who get it, the ones who resonate with your true direction. This quote really clarifies that the solitary path is not a selfish one. The ultimate goal is to align your work and your words so deeply with your own integrity that they become a source of help, both for yourself and for the world around you. True purpose is always, always found in contribution.
And this just drives the entire point home, doesn't it? A meaningful life isn't something you just stumble upon one day. It is something you consciously, deliberately, and sometimes painstakingly build. It requires taking radical responsibility for your own direction. You are the architect.
So we end with the ultimate audit, the final check-in. Look at the path you are on right now, the crowds you're with, the direction you're heading, and just ask yourself this simple, incredibly powerful question. Is this who I want to be? Your answer to that, well, that determines your very next step.